news this evening. President Buhari inaugurates 3 projects in Ogoni. Governor Wike hails NYSC scheme, says integrity of members visible during general elections. Lawyer Women calls for release of abducted lawyer Okewali. Parents candidates protest at JAM office in Port Harcourt. National Population Commission plans strict restriction of movement during census. Federal government declares public holiday. On the foreign scene, 41 bodies found at sea after migrant deaths. I am Kalada Kurubatbo. Good evening. President Muhammadu Buhari today virtually performed the flagging off of 3 projects in Ogoni land as part of the projects for the cleaning up exercise by the Hydrocarbon Pollution Remediation Projects IPREP. President Buhari, during the groundbreaking ceremony, said his administration has also paid up the funds for the reconstruction of the bad Ogoni axis of the East-West Road. Correspondent Ibi Oruwari reports that the 3 major projects flagged off by the president are the Ogoni 100 Center of Environmental Direction and the Independent Project at Wiya in Lagos River State. In the meantime, a member of the Governing Council of Reps, Celestine Akpobari, spoke on the significance of the projects.
The Center for Excellence will empower and train, equip a lot of Ogoni sons that will be exported all over the world where there are environmental crises. It has never happened anywhere. The hospital is one of its kind. It will give the Ogoni people the best of treatment that people travel abroad to get. These are 3 major projects that, if you ask me, I will say they are the positive effects on us, on what it will deliver, on employment generation and development of our communities is something you cannot quantify.
Mr. Akpobari also explained that it is not true the projects will be stalled if the current administration's tenure ends.
One thing that is different between these other projects, federal government and India, but the government, these are account of people because a lot of money is there. Why we to him is being to facilitate. It was government that set up the governance structure. It is the government that is provides every phase of approval that is beyond 500 million. The government needs to get involved. That's why you are seeing the government getting involved.
On his part, the convener of Ogoni Development Drive, Solomon Leno, while speaking on the different litigations facing the Ogoni cleanup exercise, advised the communities and stakeholders in Ogoni to ensure they support the leadership of IPREP.
To also go beyond that and give the necessary support to this current IPREP board. What we have right now, a lot of litigations, a lot of Ogonis are litigating every day against the project because flag off of this project, it should be a new phase and a new chapter, a time when we should all come together to give the current PC and his members the necessary support so that this project can actually move forward and then these livelihood programs can actually be completed.
Another native of Ogoni, Intiga Pole Babari, advised the leaders of the host communities where these projects are cited to collaborate with the contractors in seeing early completion of the projects.
The only thing the Ogoni will do is support the contractor, ensuring that there is security. Community has a major role to play. And looking at the whole thing, the host community, even if it is Ogoni, at least the host community has something major role to play. Maybe when external force will come out, most of these area boys that will always say they need their machine gun and from the contractor, it's only coming from the host community. So they have major role to play too.
Moving on, Governor Hassan Wike has hailed the National Youth Service Corps NYSC scheme, saying the integrity of members was visible to all Nigerians during the just concluded general elections. Governor Wike said this today during the swearing-in ceremony of 2023 Batch A Stream 2 Corps members deployed to the state. The governor was represented by the Permanent Secretary, Special Services Bureau, Cabinet Office, George Nweke.
The orientation exercise which you are in today marks a very important segment of the service year. It is designed to condition you in order to bring out the very best in you, physically, emotionally, psychologically, and otherwise. It also provides the ideal environment for proper decision of ideas and understanding of the expectations of the service year, as well as equip you for the challenges thereof. The exercise will last for 3 weeks, and during these 3 weeks, you'll be expected to learn about the culture and traditions of your host communities. You will also be exposed to issues of national discourse like security and economy.
On his part, The coordinator of NYC in River State, George Mfungang, has appealed to the River State government to replace the mattresses that were destroyed in the fire that gutted their camp store. Away from that, activities were grounded at the JAM office in Port Harcourt today as some parents and candidates for this year's Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination UTME besieged the office, protesting over technical glitches. The candidates said they could not sit for the exam due to the glitches and network failure in some of the centers. Some parents and candidates spoke.
They are in place of distress and everything. Just tired. We are calling on the JAM officials. Anybody help us? At least come and address us, come and talk to us. We are still kids and we need to know the way forward. Our parents are bothered. Some of them have been calling us, they're asking us what's going on.
My daughter's supposed to write her own exam on Tuesday, 9 a.m. She entered at 9:30. She stayed till 5 o'clock. We were tired outside. We were beaten by rain outside and sun. We were tired. At the end of the day, they asked us to go, that they will send us SMS. That evening, they sent us SMS that we should reprint. When we got to this business center to reprint, we found out that it was the old center and the old date. So since then, please, public, we have been expecting their response. Up to now, we are tired. We don't know what to do.
Recall the JAM rescheduled the exam for candidates who could not sit for the exam due to technical glitches. The head of Public Affairs and Protocol at JAM, Fabian Benjamin, said 100 out of 708 centers participating in the exam nationwide experienced technical challenges. In a related development, a human rights lawyer, Eugene Ode, has joined in calling on the abductors of a former NBA president, Okewale, to release him unconditionally. As you may know, Mr. Wale was abducted on April 17 along the East-West Road by gunmen who also killed his personal aide. But Mr. Ode, in an interview with correspondent Emeka Otoka, appealed to his abductors to consider his contribution as a legal practitioner in the society.
Okewale is someone that we all love as members of the legal profession. And as a matter of fact, a lot of people have also taken benefit of his legal services, including people who the society may have rejected and called criminals. Some have enjoyed freedom as a result of Oke's intervention. He has participated in committees set up to rehabilitate convicted felons in prison custody, and some of them, through his services, have regained freedom. So if Okewale has been so helpful to people who the society has turned against, I think it's time for his abductors to tamper justice with mercy.
Mr. Ode also said if his abductors continue to hold him hostage, it will affect the morale of lawyers in the state.
Whoever is holding him, they are listening to us, we beg them. Because if they don't release him, it will dampen the morale of lawyers, especially lawyers who are always out to defend those who are suspected to have committed crimes. You know, I'm a human rights activist, and I have fought in my own little capacity so many times when some people have been arrested with allegations of crime. And I've succeeded and brought out some of them from prison custody. And today, a lot of them are enjoying freedom because of the services that we have rendered in time past.
This morning, scores of women blocked the road to protest in Rumalogu community, Balakaya, Port Harcourt, demanding for the safe release of Okewale. The women held placards with inscriptions like "Police Act Fast," "Free Okewale Now," "River State Government Please Intervene," among others. The Federal Commissioner of National Population Commission (NPC) in Bayelsa State, Gloria Uzonfo, who was abducted by gunmen on Sunday, has regained her freedom. Spokesperson of the River State Command, Gracie Ringekoko, confirmed the release. Recalled that Mrs. Uzonfo was kidnapped alongside her driver and maid at Ogbakari Junction along the River State axis of the East-West Road around 6 p.m. on Sunday evening while traveling to Port Harcourt. In other news, the coordinator of the Center for Basic Right Protection and Accountability Campaign, Prince Wiro, has advised pregnant teenage girls to seek support from relevant agencies and government rather than throwing away the baby. Mr. Wiro said this in an interview with correspondent Emeka Otoka while speaking on the rescue of a newborn baby that was dumped inside a waste bin at Mile 3 Park in Port Harcourt last night.
The action of the unknown mother who dumped the baby is wicked, inhuman, and barbaric. I want to use this medium to advise young ladies that took in and are not able to take care of the child after giving birth, not to throw away the child, not to kill the child. They can seek help by approaching relevant government agencies that can take the child from them for proper care. Our correspondent reports that the newborn baby has now been taken to the Port Harcourt Children's Home in Borokiri.
Spokesperson of the River State Police Command, Grace Koko, says the incident is being investigated. A middle-aged man suspected to be a missing person has been found by a Good Samaritan. The man was found lying on the ground with bruises on his body near the General Hospital, Ishokpo, in Ikwere local government area. The Good Samaritan told our correspondent that the man regained consciousness this morning and has been assisted by public-spirited individuals in the area with food. As you may know, there has been growing reports of missing persons in various states. So far, missing persons have been reported in Igruta, Eneka, Nkpo, Odeli Road, and Mile 3 and Diob. Spokesperson of the APC in Bever State, Darlington Wildju, says the independence of the judiciary in Bever State has become questionable as the names of some persons who were involved in the suspension of the party state chairman, Emeka Beke, were included in Sim Fubara's transmission committee. Mr. Wauju said the APC's claim that Rivers PDP has made the judiciary in the state a tool in its hand has been vindicated.
The inclusion of the names of 5 individuals who were involved in the suspension saga of our state party chairman Chief Emeka Bike and the confirmation of that kangaroo suspension by Rivers State High Court validates our suspicion that there were interferences in the judiciary. Recall that on the 12th of April we had raised an alarm that there were attempts to use the judiciary to hijack our party and hand it over to the PDP, and so we've been vindicated. This whole thing calls to question the independence of judges in Rivers State.
Still ahead, National Population Commission plans strict restriction of movement during census. Stay tuned as we go for a quick break. We'll be right back.
You are
Welcome back now to the rest of the newscast. The National Population Commission has again said there will be serious restriction of movement during the first 3 days of the 2023 National Population and Housing Census. The Director of Public Affairs at the NPC, Isiaka Yaya, tells our correspondent that public offices and schools will also be closed to ensure a smooth exercise.
Our recommendation to the federal government is to impose restriction of movement for 3 days. So that would be on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then Saturday and Sunday, which would be the 4th and 5th days of enumeration. They are normally work-free days. People who are on essential duties, will be able to move. Subject to the obtaining the necessary, be enumerated in their households, not in their places of work. So when the enumerators get to their house and they are not there, they will leave a callback card, which is an indication that yes, I came, you were not around, can indicate when you be around again. So the enumerators will repeat the visit.
Mr. Yaya also said Nigerians should wait for a formal announcement by the federal government shortly concerning the conduct of the census. Meanwhile, our correspondent visited the Port Harcourt office of the NPC along Moscow Road and observed no activity. A staff of the commission who spoke anonymously said he only heard about the date of the census on radio. Our correspondent, however, observed that the building has just been recently painted. The census is scheduled to be held between 3rd of May to 7th of May. A 2-day training and media interactive session aimed at discussing strategic actions and approaches to promote transparency and accountability in the management of public resources in the Niger Delta and other oil-producing communities was held in Port Harcourt. The training was organized by the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project SERAP with the support of Food Foundation. Deputy Director of SERAP, Kolawole Oluwadare, while citing but rather explore various advocacy initiatives in their fight against corruption.
The aim of this two-day meeting has been largely achieved. The conversation has been around the issues they have peculiar to their local communities, peculiar advocacy initiatives they can take, and that has been well established among all the stakeholders. Basically, they're encouraged to take up various advocacy initiatives. Of course, within lawful means, militancy is not encouraged, violence is not encouraged. The types of advocacy initiatives they've been trained to use includes freedom of information requests, which means they're able to get access to information to use in furtherance of their advocacy towards government and the oil companies, and also public interest litigation. Understanding that public interest litigation is not necessarily adversarial, it is a means to an end.
A health, safety and environmental professional, Kenneth Uyi, says every Nigerian has a constitutional right to demand work safety at their places of endeavor. Mr. Uyi, while speaking on World Day for Safety and Health at Work, said there is an ongoing campaign to educate the public on the reduction of risk levels in work environments.
World Day for Health and Safety is a celebration going on all over the world, and the theme for this year is occupational health and safety is a fundamental principle and a right of every worker, and we are ensuring that everybody is aware of the concept of health and safety, so every risk can be minimized in a workplace, every workplace, not just the oil and gas. Saying to everybody that a safe environment to work is your right. Ask for it anytime, and it should be given to you, because there are laws asking that you take that as your responsibilities.
The theme for this year's Safety and Health Day at Work is a safe and healthy working environment is a fundamental principle and right at work. The federal government has declared Monday as a public holiday to mark this year's Workers' Day celebration. The Minister of Interior, Rauf Aregbesola, who made this known, commended workers for their hard work, diligence and sacrifice. He said their efforts are largely responsible for the greatness of the country and the respect Nigeria now commands in a committee of nations. In business, former Group Managing Director of Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC), Andrew Yakubu, has sued the EFCC, the Central Bank of Nigeria, and another bank over alleged refusal to release his $9.8 million after a court judgment. Recall that the EFCC in 2017 raided the residence of the former NNPC boss in Kaduna and found about $9.8 million and £74,000 in a safe.
And now we bring you news from around the world.
Coast Guards have recovered the bodies of 41 migrants off the Tunisian coast. A senior official said more than 200 people trying to reach Europe were known to have drowned in the last 10 days alone. He added that Tunisian mortuaries were now running out of space and the authorities were struggling to contain the surge in attempted crossings. On the news this evening, you heard President Buhari has inaugurated 3 projects in Ogoni. Governor Wike has hailed the NYSC scheme, saying the integrity of members were visible during the general elections. A lawyer and women have continued calls for the release of abducted lawyer Okewale. Parents and candidates protested today at the JAM office in Port Harcourt over technical glitches. National Population Commission is planning strict restriction of movement during census. Federal government has declared Monday a public holiday. On the foreign scene, 41 bodies have been found at sea after migrant deaths. The news was edited by Martha Okeri. Mostly cloudy weather in Port Harcourt this evening. Peace is the path to the prosperity and development of a nation. Let peace reign. I am Kala Dakurubatubo. Good evening. Hard Facts with Dyer continues after the break. Stay tuned.